seems like they're panicking at this time, and they're just trying to get away. They don't really have a good plan, or they don't have anything could happen at this moment. Our officers are going to stay behind them. There's nowhere to go, and you could tell they're starting to feel that pressure. Our helicopters overhead, and at this point, there's nowhere to really go.
All right, Officer Quintero, thank you so much for your time. We want to go back up right now to our Eliana Moreno overhead in News Chopper 4. Eliana, we did get some new information from Officer Luis Quintero with CHP mentioning that their initial want was reckless driving.
Hey there, Jonathan. Yeah, and as Officer Quintero was talking, the two riders made the transition to the westbound 105. Yeah, and look at this. My pilot, James Pollard, was just pointing these guys out to me. He says it's a group of bikers that is I'm not going to say joining the pursuit, but perhaps they were just in the area. Let's cross our fingers that this isn't some sort of coordinated effort here by our two guys in the pursuit to try to blend in with a group of riders. But it just so happened to be, I guess, that there was a group of riders in the general area. We're just off of Imperial Highway, which runs parallel to the 105 freeway. We're near the Wilmington Avenue exit. I'll widen out the shot so we can see how many guys are out here. There's a few guys doing wheelies. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, this is interesting. I can't say that that this is a circumstance that they just happen to fall into a group of other riders. We do know that one guy in the pursuit, the one on the white bike, he was on his phone for an awful long time. So I don't know if he got his friends to come out here with him. If he did, and if they were dumb enough to come out here and join the pursuit, then they're all going to be detained when this pursuit comes to an end. But to make something that was already dangerous even more dangerous by adding more riders is beyond me.
All right, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see if these other riders stick with them and are with them, or if they're just trying to convince them to pull over. But right now, they are sticking with them, and it is a bunch. This is the strangest thing.
I meant to bring this up earlier. We've seen crazy things like this happen, where they pull over and get gas right in the middle of a chase, and then they're good for another 50 to 80 miles. And no, they're clearly with these people. This is not a coincidence.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I can't call 12 people to come save me in a pursuit, and somehow these guys, they get their buddies to come out, and to come out in a very coordinated effort on their bikes as well, and they're getting gas. They really are getting gas. How can this be possible? Well, there's no units here.
Well, they haven't paid for anything yet.
We've got the helicopters overhead. Oh,
and he's going to pay. This
yeah,
one
so
is...
the friend is going to pay. Yeah, so the friend is going to pay. And they're going to try to get as much gas as they can before the units pull up. But again, there were no units here. It was just the helicopters. So the helicopters are now coordinating the response here from the ground units to try to get some patrol units to the Chevron gas station to detain these guys. And now they're not only going to be focusing on the two original individuals, they're also going to want to detain all of the guys that came out to help them as well. But you can see the guy on the white bike already fueled up, and now we've got the rider there in the blue, who is on the blue bike rather, who is also fueling up. But I'm going to wind out the shot just a bit. I want to see if we see some units come into the frame, but for now we don't see any. We're right at Imperial Avenue and Success. There goes the friend there doing a wheelie, showing off for the cameras. But again, we see the rider there on the white bike. He was just shaking his bike. So that's kind of what I was telling you earlier. They were going to try to shake it to try to get a little more gas in there. So you see him there moving the bike back and forth. He got some gas. The friend in the blue got some gas as well. And I have a feeling we're going to be back on the road here. And now they've got full tanks, so they might be on the road for a while.
They have full tanks, and now we have someone who's now complicit in this. There are more than a dozen people here on motorcycles, and look, he's got a new tank, and now he can do a wheelie. This is one of the most ridiculous things, Eliana, I have ever witnessed.
It's pretty ridiculous, but it's also very dangerous, and it changes the whole dynamic for the CHP and for authorities here, because we're dealing with dozens of people now.
And you wonder if they're thinking, oh, we have strength in numbers, we can certainly get away, but if anything, now the CHP has more motorcycles to follow. All they need to get is one of these 12 or 14 people who are down there on the ground, and then hopefully have them sing and try to get the other people in trouble as well. They're all complicit.
Absolutely.
Now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at
any
this.
one of these guys can get detained, and the police will ask, well, who are your buddies? And I don't know how good of a friend they are, but I can guarantee you, when they're facing possible jail time, that they're going to give them their name. And that's when they'll be able to get them, even if they're not able to get them today. But it's really frustrating, more than anything, to see the efforts that the CHP and the LA County Sheriff's Department has gone through in the last hour or so to try to detain these guys. And I could almost see the light at the end of the tunnel, because I was thinking they're probably going to run out of gas here and this is going to be over. The danger that they're posing to everyone on the roadway will have passed. But now that they've got full tanks and now they've got an army behind them, it really makes it more difficult for law enforcement. They're still good to go. They've got full tanks, and they've got a little army here on Imperial Highway in the South Los Angeles area.
Eliana, if they stay on Imperial Highway, they're going to hit LAX eventually. How does that complicate things, given that the chase is really happening from only the air?
It will complicate things, because then we're going to have those flight restrictions with LAX, and even for the police ships, it can be a problem. Sometimes the LAX controller, even though they want to allow them in, they can't. Sometimes they have too many planes landing or taking off, and it's just simply impossible. So that is a time when it might be possible for them to get out of the sight of the law enforcement airship and get away. We've seen a number of pursuits as of late where people will go to LAX, perhaps knowing that the airship can't follow them, and then they go into a parking structure. Now, there's a lot of cameras in those parking structures, and eventually they could figure out where the person went, but at least immediately it is an opportunity for them to get away.
Well, we asked what the plan is, and it looks like they're stopped here, and it looks like they were talking. They might be trying to come up with a plan of which direction to go. Who knows?
And you mentioned something earlier, Kathy, just about they're just out having fun. Some of them were recording this. They got out off their bikes to record with their cell phones. Obviously, they're going to post this somewhere, and then now they're back out. We want to remind our viewers, you're watching the NBC4 News at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
We're following this chase, and it initially involved 2 dirt bikes wanted for reckless driving that started in the East LA area just before 4 p.m. We've been on the chase since about 4:15, and within the last 20 minutes, we saw those 2 riders join up with about 16 other, mostly dirt bike riders. There are some ATVs out there. We're now in the South LA area on Imperial Highway heading towards the LAX area.
And we were concerned about gas and how long they could go. And then sure enough, they drove into a gas station and filled up. We actually saw one of the new riders that joined them slide a card and get them gas. So they're off again. They're doing wheelies. They are circling in and out of traffic. So far, staying together. And Ileana, the problem is now you can't pit them, you can't spike strip them. Now we don't know which direction they're going. They're not on a freeway to shut down a freeway. So I'm wondering, have you heard what the plan is besides following them in the airship?
So my pilot, James Pollard, was pointing out that there was a police unit in the area where we just were a second ago. But again, there's very little that these ground units can do. They can't pit them. I mean, there's force in numbers. They want to pit a motorcycle anyway, but they can't pit them. They can't spike them. They're obviously not going to run out of gas now. So really all they can do is continue to follow them. And now the police aren't anywhere to be seen because, again, they're not trailing them from behind. It's really impossible at this point.
It's really just a spectacle at this point. We wanted to let our viewers know about it because it does pose a danger. They're being reckless, and other drivers are out on the road. But at this point, they're just showing off, and the CHP and we'll continue to follow them. So there will be an outcome here. We will let you know, but we have other important stories that we need to cover today.